Well, hello my baby gorillas, and we are on the Guerilla TV channel, and I just wanted to show you something that was quite interesting to me. I found it quite interesting. Now, the Guerilla TV channel is now a limited company in the UK, and we have got something in the pipeline that will be quite interesting. However, I think Silicon Valley has definitely got its knives out. So obviously I had two Facebook profiles, both of which were taken down by Mr. Zuckerberg, and I've had limited growth on YouTube and on this channel for subscriptions and basically just viewer growth. However, I'm also on other platforms, and I don't know what the rule is for what is perceived as a view on one platform and what is perceived as a view on another platform. But this link is to the same video, and if anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. But this is an old video. I mean, this is 2 years old. This is one of my older videos. Very interesting young gentleman. I'm not going to play the video. If you want to watch it, you can go and watch it yourself. I'm not. This is the thing. This is not about this video per se. However, I don't know if you can see that. Let me just get in closer. So the number of views is 149 on this channel. Now, I had about that when I first uploaded about 2 years ago. The actual number of views hasn't actually changed. So that's quite interesting. 149. Now, I've seen every time somebody subscribes to this channel, almost immediately they're taken off. So you get one person added and one not added, and it's very strange not being able to get any sort of growth on the channel. Although the number of views is going up, we are nearing 75,000 views. But all my LinkedIn profiles were taken down. I had 6 LinkedIn profiles. Obviously, I've got a number of companies, and they were all taken down. I had ongoing business relationships with them, and they were just arbitrarily taken down. I wasn't given any sort of options with it. That's not true. I was given an option with LinkedIn, but they wanted me to create another LinkedIn users and another LinkedIn profile and amalgamate it into the new one. And I had asked them quite simply, can we not amalgamate it into my existing one? So I can't. They've still got it up on the internet, but I can't access it, and I don't have any legal rights just now. I'm not going to fly to America to access this. Facebook have got a broken link to the Guerilla TV channel because they've taken down my Facebooks. So I don't have any rights just now, which we should be bringing in rights for me to actually be able to challenge them in court. If you're able to get a lawyer to actually and take the process further and get in front of a judge, which is hard enough in itself. The lawyers are developing themselves as the judges just now. So I hope you noticed that. So 149 views, let me just point it out. So 149 views, uploaded in February 2018. So we've uploaded the same video, the same link to the same video. And on this, which is different obviously from YouTube, it says here, let me just zoom in here. It says I have 166 views on mine's. So that goes through to the same link. So that 166 should be added probably to the 140 that was already on YouTube, which would take it to over 300 views. So that means that YouTube are not counting views that are coming through Minds. I'm getting, we're nearly up to 11,000 views. My Minds was set up a lot later. Oh, we're nearly sitting at 11,000 views. And this was set up a lot later than the YouTube one. So YouTube look like they are not counting views that are coming through YouTube coming through Minds onto YouTube. And that if this was monetized, then that would mean that they were basically doing you out of money. And the subscribers are not increasing as fast as they probably should be as well. And we're probably getting harder in the search results. And yet in Minds, we're moving very fast. We're nearly, I've got 70 odd thousand views on YouTube, 73,000, but we've nearly got 11,000 in just a matter of months on Minds. So is YouTube preventing growth and underplaying growth on the channel? Is this a wider, like Alex Jones, conglomerative attack on people who, I mean, I'm a British politician, I've stood as an MP, so I am a British politician. Is YouTube, Facebook and LinkedIn all actually attacking British politicians? And is this done in conjunction with their own political establishment, or is these Silicon Valley companies doing it off their own effect? And we should maybe think about regulating these companies. If they're doing business in our country, we should regulate them in our country and make them beholden to our rules, especially if Facebook is now saying they're a publisher. It's not their right to rip up, they're a publisher, it's not their right to rip up my book if I take the book to the publisher. So there has to be rights for me as well. They have to be accountable in the UK. They're doing business in the UK. I'm not going to fly to the United States to make them accountable. They should be accountable here if that's what they are saying, that they are a publisher. So I should not have been kicked off the village square because somebody in California doesn't like what I'm saying. If they're going to be, maybe they should be the village square then. Maybe there should be a right to ban them in the UK if they're going to be politically active and ban people, which is it's not their business. What politicians should and shouldn't be on their platform. They're interfering in, a foreign power is interfering in British politics. Same thing happened with Alex Jones, although again he was a media sensation, banned from all these platforms. Same with Tommy Robinson on Facebook, but that could have potentially been with the say-so of the British establishment. So why are we not being protected for if they are publishers? It's not their right for me to walk into a publisher and for them to rip up my script or my book or whatever it is. That's not their right. They should have to return any intellectual property back to me, photographs, anything else. Any contacts, I should be able to notify all my contacts of being able to switch to a different thing. There might be things on the channel that I want to see. There might be things about my business that I want taken down. There might be contacts that ongoing correspondence that I've had on the platform that they've actually now taken it down. So there has to be protection of the individual. So it may have to be legislation. Mr. Zuckerberg, I think Mr. Zuckerberg, some very interesting things on Minds. I'm getting on a lot better on Minds than I was on the other platforms. So what did Mr. Zuckerberg, I'm sure I've got... Zuckerberg seeks regulation to preserve free speech. Well, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg is a supporter of free speech. He's already, every time there was an election, I was banned for 30-day bans on Facebook. Both, I had 2 Facebooks, banned on both for 30 days. And they kept banning me. So I don't think Mark Zuckerberg, maybe to start off with, that Facebook was a free speech platform, but it's certainly not now. So, yeah, I think it does need regulated. I think it needs regulated to protect the individual and to protect the individual's property, and they have to be liable in the UK to UK laws, even though they're a California-based firm. They have to be suable in the UK, and this will be new legislation that will bring in to take Mr. Zuckerberg to task, especially if he's mucking about. What rights would I have to stop him putting on my business on the internet with broken links? Why is that not been taken down? Why is he able to take some of my personal belongings, whether it's photographs or correspondence or anything else, my intellectual property, and not return it to me or have the opportunity to return it to me? It's not his right as a publisher, and that's his sort of synopsis of his business. He's a publisher, to steal my things, to steal my script, to steal my book, whatever it would be. It's not his right to do that, and he has to be held to task, and he has to be able to be sued in a British court, not going to California if he's doing business in the UK, and we have to get lawyers that will take him to court. I mean, obviously Facebook is a big problem. I mean, having watched Social Network on a plane going to Dubai and seeing the fact that Mr. Zuckerberg might be the biggest thief, bigger than Bernie, what's his name? Who did the Ponzi scheme? Well, funnily enough, did the Ponzi scheme and was also a member of the FCA. Oh, I think he was Jewish as well, funnily enough. Bernie Madoff. So, Bernie Madoff, Mark Zuckerberg might be a bigger thief than Bernie Madoff if he stole Facebook from the two twins. And why it wasn't returned, why the courts didn't return it to the twins when it was potentially the twins' idea in the first place. It just shows you how bad the intellectual property was not actually given back to the rightful owners, twins. Face. The Winklevoss twins, who allegedly had actually set it up, and Mark Zuckerberg was meant to be doing the programming. So Mark Zuckerberg might be a bigger thief than Bernie Madoff. £100 billion fortune on the back of somebody else's idea. I think that has to be looked at, and it has to be looked on. And I don't know whether people should be supporting somebody who stole the idea of Facebook from somebody else. That's, to me, intellectual theft. And I think the Winklevoss twins are also putting another lawsuit in. But I think that what should have happened was that Mark Zuckerberg lost the rights to Facebook, and Facebook was given to the Winklevoss twins. We might have just seen the biggest theft in history. So, very interesting stuff. You can't really trust Silicon Valley just now, unfortunately. Again, let's go back. 166 views on 166. Now, these are not massive numbers, but that's not the point. 166 views on Minds, which is a direct link back to Facebook, so those should be tallied up. And only 149 there. So, at the very least, where is my other 17 views? But there was 140 odd views on it before anyway, before it even was uploaded, because it was uploaded much later on Minds. So where is my views on Minds? Gone. And that means if I was monetized at this precise moment, basically, YouTube or not, giving me the correct number of views, unless the way that mine's actually does its views is massively different to the way that YouTube does its views. But there doesn't seem much growth in the channel either. There seems to be a big problem. When I had 500 subscribers able to live stream, and then they changed the terms and made it 1,000, and I seem to not be able to grow the channel up to 1,000 views. So it seems very interesting. It's taken 2 years, and we've got a minimal amount of subscribers, and not able to get it to that stage where we can live stream. So there's big things ahead anyway, guys, but I'm just saying that they might not be fair. The things that are happening in Silicon Valley, they might not be fair actors over there, and which just means we'll do our own thing. I think the person who's running this is Jewish as well. YouTube is Jewish as well. She seems to be very keen on the Young Turks. I'm not sure why they would be supporting somebody who was a Holocaust denier of the Armenian Holocaust. Seems very strange. Anyway, we will be having it out with Silicon Valley at some point, I'm sure.